That's what they're talking about, Dre.
Who is
the media.
The media.
Where they get that talking about that. So, you know, when they start talking about it.
Where did they get that number from?
They got it from somewhere.
Somewhere we needed to ask you.
Yeah, that's why, you know.
I'm asking y'all.
Hey, because 40 million, I get my fat ass in.
I'm trying to figure out where the number came from.
So in about 3 or 4 years, you know, maybe down the line, you know what I'm saying? Because I know it's your goal to, you know, you want to step up like Roy did and get a heavyweight, you know, a heavyweight under your belt. And I know there's a lot of heavyweights that you probably can beat.
You saying will I fight?
Yeah, would you fight?
I'm chilling, man. I'm trying to be the greatest broadcaster in the world, the greatest.
You already the greatest.
The greatest co-manager in the world, the greatest father in the world, and the greatest husband, man. Those are my goals and my focus right now.
Dre, you even gonna transition to other sports eventually too? Not just
as far as
not even commenting maybe on talk shows, stuff like First Take.
Yeah, for sure. That's my ultimate goal. You know, because I can, and I love sports, and I can talk more than just boxing, and I've done that already. But you just need the opportunity. So yeah, I would love to do that. That's what I see for myself, and I hope it comes to fruition.
And Dre, I got Canelo Kovalev coming up, man. I remember talking with Virgil before your rematch, and he said,
"Mess up the interview breakdown." Don't mess up the interview, man.
He's not going to give you a breakdown like I'm giving.
Can you put the camera on this guy for a second?
Andre,
see if he gives you. Always trying to steal my shine on camera.
He does give a good breakdown.
Listen, ask him
what you talking about. You're talking about Berto.
Ask him the same question.
Talking about Berto?
I was going to ask something a little different, Dre.
Ask him the same question. He interrupted the interview. I'm not interrupting. I don't know why he's interrupting.
Listen, first off, y'all interview him because he wants the shine.
Oh, no.
He wants the shine. Give it to him.
Andre, though, he did give a good breakdown. But Andre, though, I remember Verge before the rematch with Kovalev. He said Kovalev, he may hit hard, but he didn't. I look back, and he didn't have that concussive power. The one-punch knockout power. With that said, do you think he can knock Canelo out with a said right hand? Or I mean, how hard is he hit, really?
I'm not a big fan on rating guys' power. That's not ever been my thing. Like,
why? Is it more about how it lands, or is it?
I've just never been a fan of it. Like, I'm not a fan of saying, "Oh, that guy hits hard." Like, he's a good hitter, he's solid, but it takes more than that. Like, I didn't see the big right hand against Yard. Watched the whole fight, called the fight. I didn't see it. Saw a good jab, but I saw an aging fighter. I saw a fighter who doesn't have the confidence he once had, and he's no longer the crusher. There's no knock on him. He's Kovalev, like Sergey Kovalev. There's a difference. That guy's long gone. He's been long gone. So Canelo's fighting Sergey Kovalev, still very formidable, still solid, still dangerous, but he's not that guy anymore. The first 6 rounds are going to be very interesting. The best I think Canelo can do is get out of there 3-3, 4-2, even if he's, 1-2 rounds and Kovalev 1-4, and then step it up that last half of the fight. But Canelo's gonna have to be in the lion's den to get the work in that he wants to get in. And I heard Buddy McGirt say that Kovalev's gonna hit to the body, but Kovalev has never hit to the body. He's not trained like that. It's not his foundation. So it's late in the game to try to teach this man to start hitting to the body. He may land some shots, but he's gonna be in range to get hit.
Right.
It's too late for that.
Right.
So you may be able to teach him 1 or 2 things like, hey, stick him down there. But an all-out body attack, he's gonna get hit more. So I've gone back and forth. I can see Canelo stopping him late. I can see it being a close fight. If I had to choose, I'm gonna go with Canelo late, but or maybe even a decision. But I just can't. But here's the concern about Canelo. I'm hearing Canelo talk a lot about bulking and building. Wrong thing to do.
And he gasses a little bit in the late rounds.
And he gassed at his regular weight. So I made that mistake in the first fight with Kovalev. Right?
What mistake is that?
Putting on too much mass and thinking that I had to look the part instead of being myself. Second fight, went back to my roots. I said, I'm going to look the way I look. I'm not going to worry about that. My weight's going to fall where it's going to fall. And I was a lot faster, a lot stronger. I got my spring back. So I think Canelo's making a mistake. He looks real wide. He's already a thick dude, but he looks real wide and thick. I don't think that's a good idea. So if he comes in there like that, he's probably going to get hit more than he normally does. So I'm giving y'all a lot of back and forth, but that's how it's playing out in my head.
Right.
It's a lot of different things that can happen. One minute I say I can see Canelo late. Next minute I can see Canelo fading and you know, Kovalev doing better than, you know, maybe what you thought he was going to do down the stretch. Kovalev is the type of dude right now where he's going to be as good as you allow him to be. At his age, with the miles that he has on his odometer, he's going to be as good as you allow him to be. And if Canelo fades with this extra mass, plus his already fading with it at his normal weight, Kovalev may look a little bit better than we think he would down the stretch. So don't really have a prediction. If I had to pick, I'm saying Canelo late or maybe a decision, but it's a lot of things that can go, you know, different ways in this fight.
How much do you think, you know, what you're talking about him diminishing a little bit is why Canelo took the fight? A lot, right.
Not a little bit.
And you're saying including the power is...
Yeah, like I didn't really see it in the fight with Yard. And Yard fought a good fight, but Yard wasn't doing anything to a point where I could say, okay, that's why I didn't see the power. Like Kovalev had opportunity. Buddy McGirt was calling for it. He didn't really respond to what Buddy was telling him to do. And Buddy was telling him to box. But when have you ever seen Kovalev go away from a guy and look feeble like that? And he just looked old. He looked old. And the problem with Kovalev, and I've told y'all this many, many times, he made the same mistake that all the guys that I fight and beat that I'm not supposed to beat made. He doesn't acknowledge what happened, so he's not going to get better. He's going to keep getting hit to the body.
Has he gotten better at responding to adversity, though? Since the
He did a great job against Alvarez. He outboxed Alvarez.
And Yard, he was tired against Yard?
Man, he was a punch or two away from getting knocked out.
This is true.
Am I exaggerating with that?
No, he was on Queer Street.
Listen, he said if I got stopped in this fight, I would have retired. So that means he was a punch or two away from retiring, getting knocked out and retiring. That guy would have retired. Kovalev would have retired. Those are his words if he got stopped. Right there.
So that means 1 foot's already out the door?
I'm not going to say that 1 foot is out the door, but I'm going to say that tells you how much he has left in the tank.
Right.
He's a punch or two away from retiring.
Right.
And then Yard happens to gas himself out, and then Kovalev wakes up, and he's as good as you allow him to be. Then all of a sudden, he woke up and got new life. That's a known fact. If you got two tired fighters, and one fighter looks more tired than the other one, all of a sudden, you're going to get life. Kovalev got life. He's less dead than me. So it's the lack of conditioning.
Maybe Canelo will give him that life in late rounds because, you know, we know he's...
It's possible.
Right.
So it's a tricky fight to give a prediction on. You can see it go a lot of ways, but if I had to pick, I'm going to lean toward Canelo. I have zero faith in Kovalev.
Do you think Canelo should get full credit, Trey, if he beats a guy like Sergey Kovalev? It's pretty much like what you said. It's kind of like on his last leg.
It's a tough question because, you know, but we have to be honest. He's not fighting the Crusher. He's fighting Sergey Kovalev. Let's be honest about that. But he's still jumping up 2 weight classes, right? He is still taking on a guy that, you know,
has the title.
He got a little something left in the tank. And if Canelo, you know, gets reckless, he can get caught. But I just don't know. Even if Canelo gets caught, I don't know if Kovalev has what it takes to follow up. And I just don't see that guy. I haven't seen that guy for a long time. So we give Canelo credit, but we have to be honest about the fact that it's a risk, but it's a calculated risk. That's a fair statement. That's not marginalizing, that's not minimizing, that's not taking nothing away from him, but we gotta be honest about what's happening. It's a calculated risk. So if he can pull it off, great job. But it's a great job in lieu of everything else that Kovalev is bringing into the ring with a lot of baggage, man.
Do you think the judges is going to be a factor?
No. Like I said, I can see Canelo late, maybe. Kovalev is getting up there in age, man, so get to a point where if it's getting that rough on him, it may not make a lot of sense to keep going. He'd be in the corner, then, man, I got 15 days to pay my manager this, trainer that, sanction fees, bring home this. I don't know, buddy. What you think?
I wanted to ask you.
I'm not saying he's gonna do that, but stuff happens late in your career, man. You think different. You think different.
Trey, do you think you should have been a franchise champion? I mean, the way you carried yourself. I mean, you never got any.
I don't worry about that stuff.
I mean, I just wanted to get your opinion on it.
I don't really worry about that stuff. You know, I got a blue collar mentality, and that's why I don't get too caught up. When you're young, you get caught up in what people say. You live a little bit. And I don't trip on what people say. I see people trying to take away from certain victories. I see Kovalev trying to take away from the victory. I see the media, come on, man. I know what I accomplished. I know the risk I took. I know the things that were said before the big fights that I took, and then what was said after. It's the same thing they did to Floyd. It's the same thing they did to Bernard. It's the same thing they did to Roy. I seen them do it with Crawford. Victor Postar was everything until Terrence Crawford made him look like he was less than everything. Then it was like, oh, it's just Victor Postar. It's part of the game. I don't knock anybody for it. I know what I accomplished. I don't really have to have, a franchise belt to be like, I know what I accomplished. It wasn't easy. The record speaks for itself, and I'm content and I'm secure with that. And I'm just excited to see guys like Shakur Stevenson, Terrence Crawford do what they do. I'm on the outside. I'm not taking no punches. I'm not delivering no punches. I'm about to go. And I get to sit back, man, and I ain't got no bumps and bruises. I get to go home with my wife tonight. No ice bath, no Epsom salt bath, no nothing. I feel good.
You watching the Niners tomorrow or the Raiders then?
I'm going to watch them both.
Okay.